Ambassador, many would argue the contrary seems to have happened. It seems like Iran has come out victorious. They can now shut off the Strait of Hormuz almost at will. They are any more closer to acquiring a nuclear weapon, or at least the ability to have a nuclear weapon, than before the war began. And the most important thing, there's been no regime change.
Well, first of all, it depends how much you believe Iranian propaganda, because when you look at the situation in the region, you had before the 7th of October an Iranian regime that was having an army of proxies in the region that was capable of hitting with their proxies any point in Israel or the Middle East. Now you have Hamas in Gaza decimated, you have Hezbollah degraded substantially, you have no longer Iranian rule over Syria, okay? And you have the Iranian two existential threats that were looming against us and the region removed. The military nuclear threat, yes, they are negotiating now only the removal of fissile material and the ban of enrichment, but they no longer have the capability to break out or sneak out a nuclear weapon in matters of weeks like they were doing a year ago.
You're saying
Iran... One second. I didn't finish. And then their ballistic missile program, and especially the ballistic missile industry, is decimated. No longer Air Force of Iran, no Navy of Iran. And when it comes to the Straits of Hormuz, yes, they used it once in order to extort the international community. But what is going to be the price for the longer term? First of all, they have an American naval blockade, and they are not able to export oil. They depend 80% of their budget in exports of oil. So they are lacking now $80 billion of income, okay? In addition to that, all the countries in the region are going to draw the conclusions, and they are not going to be dependent on the Straits of Hormuz in the future, because they are going to continue building infrastructure.
But tell me about what I want to know from you is, the ships that were attacked, the Indian sea sailors or the seafarers who died, were not killed by Iranian fire. They were killed by American hellfire. I mean, that doesn't give confidence in a country like India that, we're supporting Israel so much, we're supporting America so much, and what do we get in return?
Well, I think that you have to look at the wider picture. I think that thanks to the increase in production of oil and gas by the United States, following also the exit of the UAE from OPEC, we are no longer going to see a future in which OPEC is going to be able to choke the rest of the world with prices that go to $100 plus, because that's what they want. Because the United States and other players have taken out this capability. So you're right that, at the beginning, before the crisis, the prices of energy were very low thanks to the increase in American production. But if you would have an American president that would ban production or exports like we had in the past, then the prices would even be higher than we have now. So what we see here is a crisis is being conducted without the prices going out to 250, but they are now about 85. So it means that something is being done right, and there is, I think, a lot of attention to the needs of the world, but those needs cannot become on the account of creating a threat that is completely unacceptable for conducting normal life of countries in the region.
So I want to come back to a point that you made in one of the earlier answers. You believe that Iran significantly now has reduced the ability to possess a nuclear weapon? That's what you said? That
Absolutely.
Iran's ability to possess a nuclear weapon
Absolutely.
has been significantly cut down.
And I can elaborate.
So why don't you end the war then? That was the number one objective.
Right,
the war is still on.
Well, first of all, the intensive part of the military operations,
is over.
Is over and was over many weeks back.
April 8th, I think, the ceasefire.
The second thing is that we have to make sure that they don't go back to produce nuclear weapons. So I think that it is a fair attempt to create agreement on the removal of fissile material, a ban on enrichment, because Iran has been cheating the international community and the IAEA has been very clear about that. So I think that if we want to have stability for the longer term, it is better to do any diplomatic effort to get the Iranians to comply with the will of the international community when it comes to preventing the production of nuclear weapons.
Then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.